Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this fine off-season. This is PuddleJumper. And I'm done making voices. For now, at least. Anyway, as you obviously know, Season 11 has come to a close. And we're in the very beginnings of Season 12 coming soon. And I want to go over my Season 11 experience. And it sucked. It started out so good. So I'm going to pull up my win percentages. Now you see, this season I really took a lot of change and played 18 hours of Moira. Because I knew about the Mercy nerfs coming. I knew what it was going to do. And I was right. It's really killed her healing potential. So now, if you want a main healer, pretty much to bring out Moira. Get good at being a healing Moira, not a DPS Moira. Heal. Now, of course, you will have to DPS to stay alive. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is with Moira. So get used to having gold kills along. She's good at stealing kills. My high kill count for this season was 60. Greatest healing was 24,581. On Mercy at the beginning of the season before the nerf. I did make it up to 21,000 healing on Moira this season. My highest healing on Lucio, I believe, was 22,000. I didn't play him as much this season. You can see 5 hours only. Now, I'm going to switch over to win percentages in just a moment. I do want to talk about my season high. I got there by playing cheeky Symmetra. Essentially, Symmetra, and I was just playing Symmetra, but I was using my head and getting my team to work with me. Whenever teams would work with me, it worked real good. And then it just kind of fell apart, and I kind of let her slide a little bit this season. I didn't play her as much the rest of the season because I just kept running into teams that did not want to work with it. They didn't like it. They didn't want to use their brains. They just wanted to run in and die. And so, I lost a lot of SR. I actually dropped down to bronze for a little while this season and worked my way up. Let me go ahead and address the elephant in the room. My last game was that game for this season was the game that they kicked me out and lost 50 SR, just like everybody else who got kicked out. Thank you, Blizzard. Seriously, a little bit of warning or a repayment of that SR would be nice, though I know I'm at a crappy point. Okay, so I've made some new friends this season and lost some old friends. Unfortunately, just some people have just not been playing as much Overwatch, and I hope that turns around because me and the group, we've been talking, and it's so hard to find quality DPS nowadays. Before, which has always been a little problem, but we always could find some pretty good DPS to play with. It was tanks, it was the hard thing. So a lot of our group had started to learn tanks and stuff on the just to fill in. Now we're having to learn DPS to pick up the slack because you can't find good DPS hardly. I did find a few good ones towards the end of the season, but they're just not only DPS except for one of them who I do believe is a bit of a smurf. But heck, if you want to have multiple accounts, you can't keep them all a Grandmaster. Blizzard ain't gonna let you. Anyway, so I'm gonna show you my win percentages this season. Y'all see where I ended up at. This is where I got to with Symmetra. And before I start falling, let me show you where I started at last. This is how much I climbed using just Symmetra. Pretty much. I may have used a few characters just before Symmetra went live in comp, but as you can see, that's a good bit of climbing. So we're going to go back to Season 11, and we're going to take a look at my win percentages. Now, Moira, I played her a lot this season. And I know I have a low win rating compared to what I would like. But considering how much I played her and how much at the beginning of the season it was low, it was like stayed around 40 a lot of the season. Beginning of the season, I just couldn't get the wins. I was healing everybody. I was healing them all I could. But I don't know if it was just I wasn't healing good enough or if people just weren't doing well enough. So, this is what I worked out to at the end of the season on Moira. 47% win percentage. I only had 5 hours played on Lucio, and I got 47 win percentage. I consider that okay, but as considering as good of a Lucio player as I told I am, I feel I ought to be higher, but I really didn't play him as much as I ought to had. I need to get back to playing him more, especially since he's got that buff. But you still need main healers. And with some of our healer mains that I've been working with having to pick up the DPS slot here lately, I've been having to pick up some of that Moira to fill in the gaps along. I started picking up my original main from Xbox a little more this season, Diva, and I ended with 5 hours on her at a 50% win ratio. I think she might have been the character I got the 60 kills in a game on. I know I at least got one game with her on 50. It's either her or Sim I got the 60 on. Roadhog, I didn't play him much, but I did come out with a 52% win percentage, but I think that was more of a fluke, so we're not even going to really talk about that much. This is my Symmetra win rating. It was actually a little higher, closer to 60%, and as much, really, I think I may even hit 70 at one point early in the season. But I kept a pretty high win percentage on Symmetra. Let's see what total time played with her. 8 hours. 8 hours of Symmetra at a 56% win percentage. That's pretty good, I think. Like I said, I'm trying to play Symmetra using my brain. I'm not worried about, if I'm going to die, if I think I'm going to die, because she's just a glass cannon. I'm trying to deploy as many turrets in strategic locations just as quick as I can to assist the team. Trying to get the team at the good locations using the teleporter. Just use her pretty much as a utility DPS. Mercy, I really haven't played her much this season, but I do have a 61% win ratio. I'll take it. Wrecking Ball, don't even really remember playing him much in competitive, but I somehow got 64% on him. But here was the shocker for me. The last day of comp, we started running into some issues. And like I said, DPS has been a hard thing to find this season. So, I actually pulled out Sombra. And while I will say my stats on her were not good because I wasn't necessarily just trying to kill everything, I was trying to work at her strategically like I would with Symmetra. So that meant more hacking, stealth, and I intend to work with her and get her into a better position for next season. But considering I played her about 4 or 5 games there at the end of this season, I think that's all I played her all season, and I have a 90% win ratio, I thought that was actually pretty good. Yeah, I didn't play her much, but that was several games and that much win ratio. I think that's pretty good. I didn't play Zarya much this season, unlike some other seasons, but I was mainly trying to heal. Now my Zen, I actually pulled Zen out a little bit this season in some crutch areas, and we did end up losing. I don't know if it was my bad Zen skills or just bad comps, but you see I only had 20% win ratio on him. Y'all do see my stats right here. Average 10 minutes on the average for 10 minutes on the objective is 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Average kills per 10 minutes is 13.46. Let's see here. Average healing done per 10 minutes is 50. Speaking of which, I want to bring up my stats since I played so much more this season. Let's go over some of that. Kind of fun. I did get up over 9K for a game or two there, but it wasn't for very long. I consider that pretty good. This one, considering I haven't played Moira as much. And 21,539. I actually tied, to my knowledge, one of the people I play with who plays Moira pretty much consistently. So I consider that to be very good. That as low as I've been playing her, I was able to pull that off. What? 1 hour until next season? I may have to get with Burning Clay on this. We may have to do a stream. Probably not today. In fact, the stream will probably go up before this video is, thanks to my crappy internet connection.